This tip is about the give a shit factor. It's one of the more important tips that I could possibly give. And it genuinely is about giving a shit about every aspect of your career, of your job, of your activities, of everything you do. I'm gonna give you an example. I hired a gentleman by the name of Morgan Ingram to come on board as one of my first trainers. And when Morgan came on, he was an SDR, a sales development representative, and a manager, okay? So that's what he was doing in his previous job. So he was good at prospecting, but we trained prospecting. So I trained him on our techniques and our approaches, and Morgan started actually getting some pretty good numbers. He was putting together some cadences, he was getting some good responses. But after a while, those kind of leveled off, and he wasn't seeing the results he was expecting. So he came to me and he said, John, I'm a little frustrated here. I feel like I'm doing all the right things, but I'm not getting the results. So what needs to change here? What do I need to do? And I said, Morgan, your results aren't going to change until one thing does. He said, what? I said, until you start giving a shit.
Do you give a shit about this?
Are you upset?
And he was kind of taken back by it. I go, look, I understand you give a shit about your job. I understand you give a shit about, your career and everything else. But until you start genuinely looking at that person on the other end of that number as a person and not a number, or on the other end of that email as a person, not an email, not a number I have to hit. And still you start looking at them that way and giving a shit about them as an individual, as somebody in business trying to figure out how to get through this crazy world that we're in right now, personally, what they deal with on a day-to-day basis. Until you start thinking of them that way, it's not going to change. And then he started to, and guess what? His results went through the roof. And I mean this not just when it comes to prospecting, but in every way. People talk about empathy. Empathy isn't, I hope you and your family are doing well. Empathy is genuinely trying to understand what I go through on a day-to-day basis and being curious enough to ask the right questions or do a little bit of homework before you have a conversation with me. Here's an example. A lot of people ask me, John, I'm new in sales. Can I pick your brain about how you got to where you are? I'm really eager to be successful in sales. I will have that conversation all day long. But those conversations last one of two ways. It's either a full 30 minutes where I give them all the details, or it's about 5 minutes. And those 5-minute ones are when somebody picks up the phone, I get on, and they say, hey, John, thank you so much for your time. Could you tell me how you got to where you are in your career today? And I say, obviously you don't respect my time. Have you ever heard of this little product called LinkedIn? I put my entire work history back there so that we can skip this part of the conversation and get to some meaningful things that I can actually answer questions for you. So thank you very much. See you later. And I hang up because they didn't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
It's the same thing with clients. We show up and we ask our basic BANT questions. We try to bring them through our demos and we drone through all those things, and we don't give a shit about the experience that they have. Why does it matter to them? Most of the stuff we can find out about clients is on their websites. They're talking. The beauty of what's happening today with social and everything else, everybody's talking. You just got to know where to find it and care enough to be curious about learning about that person, about what they go through, about their persona, about their industry. So it's the give a shit factor. It changes your perspective when you actually care. And I beg you, if you're in sales, you gotta figure it out where that give a shit factor is gonna come from, or else you're gonna be mediocre, I promise you. Make it happen.